We've got over 120 years of cars to look back on, including some truly unforgettable designs, both stunning and not so much. That means it's getting harder than ever for new models to make it into our list of all-time greats. We'll highlight the year each car debuted, and whenever we can, show you exclusive photos from our collection. So buckle up, you're in for a visual treat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a ride this stunning again. At number 60, the Jaguar XJ220. Sleek, dramatic, and unmistakably Jaguar, even if it's a bit long in the body. This beauty still turns heads with its swooping lines and iconic presence. At number 59, the 2021 Lamborghini Sian FKP 37. It's pure drama curves, cuts, blades, and fins everywhere. With a price tag in the millions, the Sian delivers wild design with shocking elegance. Lamborghini chaos, perfectly composed. At number 58, the 2001 Mini Cooper S, instantly nostalgic yet fresh. It keeps the soul of the original while nailing perfect proportions for a new era. At number 57, the 1955 Austin Healey 100M. One of the most beautiful two-seaters ever made, especially with that folding windscreen that gives it true speedster vibes. It's raw, it's mechanical, and that's exactly the charm. At number 56, the 1934 Auburn Boattail Speedster 851. As glamorous as any pre-war great think Alfa, Hispano, Suiza, or Mercedes. Its 1,935 design hit a stunning peak, but sadly, Auburn shut down just 2 years later. At number 55, the 2008 Dodge Challenger, a bold throwback to the 69-74 original. Some say it even looks better. The design nailed it so well, it's been going strong for over 13 years. At number 54, the 2003 Lamborghini Gallardo. It took the new Lamborghini design language and made it irresistibly sharp. Clean, crisp lines, and just different enough from Ferrari to stand on its own. At number 53, the BMW i8. BMW's boldest move, yet a plug-in hybrid wrapped in futuristic curves, striking two-tone accents and show-stopping dihedral doors. Sci-fi styling made real. At number 52, the 2020 Ferrari Roma. A modern nod to Ferrari's 60s front-engine classics with a long bonnet, sleek fastback tail, and sculpted minimalism. It might just be the prettiest Ferrari of the modern era. At number 51, the Oldsmobile Toronado. Massive and full of presence, but it's not just about size. With flawless proportions, pillarless style, and clean detailing, it's a design and engineering standout. At number 50, the Alfa Romeo 1750 Zagato. The blueprint for the perfect pre-war sports car, long bonnet, short tail, iconic grille and lights, timeless proportions that still inspire today. At number 49, the 1962 Lotus Elan. A true case of, if it looks right, it is right. Its clean, balanced design was so spot on, it later inspired the legendary Mazda MX-5. At number 48, the 1970 Range Rover. Function meets finesse. The original Range Rover took utility and refined it with groundbreaking design touches, proving that rugged can be beautiful. At number 47, the 1953 Porsche 356 Speedster. Compact, playful, and irresistibly smooth, it looks like it's begging to be driven. Those curves? They paved the way for the iconic 911. At number 46, the 1964 Aston Martin DB5. A sleek update of the DB4 with signature fared-in headlights. Already glamorous, but once Bond got behind the wheel, it became a legend. At number 45, the 1998 Audi TT. Minimalist, modern, and boldly retro. The original TT felt like Bauhaus on wheels, a striking nod to 1930s design that future versions never quite recaptured. At number 44, the 1963 Mercedes-Benz 230 SL. Possibly peak post-war Mercedes elegance. Clean lines, subtle details, and that iconic pagoda hardtop, it's timeless, refined, and effortlessly cool. At number 43, the 1967 Alfa Romeo T33 Stradale. A mid-engine V8 masterpiece launched right after the Miura, but even rarer and pricier. Just 18 were ever made. and every one is a work of art. At number 42, the 1961 Lincoln Continental. Long, low, and dripping in chrome, it's formal, elegant, and unmistakably iconic. A presidential ride with a touch of rakish swagger. At number 41, the 1968 Dodge Charger RT, a 60s muscle car icon but with real style. Coke bottle curves, hidden headlights, and that bold fastback. Pure power, perfectly sculpted. At number 40, the 2007 Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione. A stunning blend of vintage curves and modern muscle. It's drop-dead gorgeous, and buyers didn't mind the Maserati engine one bit. At number 39, the 1966 Jaguar XJ13, a mid-engine V12 dream wrapped in signature Jaguar curves. It never made it to the track, but it remains one of the most beautiful what-ifs of the 60s. At number 38, the 1960 Ferrari California SWB. Elegance meets performance with smooth curves, a scooped hood, faired headlights, and just enough aggression to back up the beauty. At number 37, the 2011 Lamborghini Aventador. Loud, wild, and impossible to ignore, yet beneath the chaos lies true beauty. That low glass house, sweeping roofline, and razor-sharp edges make it a sculpted beast. At number 36, the 1971 Citroën SM, otherworldly and effortlessly cool from its sleek, glassy nose to that low-slung stance and tapering silhouette. Add a plush interior, and it's pure French futurism on wheels. At number 35, the 1987 Ferrari F40. Low, loud, and built for speed with a roofline barely taller than a dachshund and that signature pram handle spoiler. Brutal, yet undeniably beautiful. At number 34, the 1963 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. Born from a band racing program, shaped in secret, and styled to stun Bill Mitchell's Stingray concept, became the vet that saved the legend. At number 33, the 1963 Buick Riviera. In a sea of tail fins, the Riviera stood out with pure elegance, inspired by a Rolls-Royce Bill Mitchell spotted outside Claridge's in London. Understated, refined, unforgettable. At number 32, the 1952 Jaguar C-Type, built to race, and it shows sleek, curvy, and purposeful, with that exposed exhaust hinting at the power underneath. Pure, elegant aggression. At number 31, the 1959 Aston Martin DB4. Designed by Italy's Touring, it's a perfect mix of grace, class, and quiet power. The Series 1? Light, pure, and the DB4 at its most elegant. At number 30, the 1954 Alfa Romeo Giulietta Sprint. Light, quick, and full of charm with that signature three-piece grille hinting at pedigree. It carried Alfa's grand legacy in a sleek, stylish Bertone body. At number 29, the 2017 Bugatti Chiron. It breathes speed with those sweeping side intakes and jet-like hunger for air. Beneath the power lies soft, sculpted curves that give it surprising elegance. At number 28, the 1925 Bugatti Type 35. A 1920s race car masterpiece, from its iconic horseshoe grille to the sculpted wheels and tapered tail. Pure artistry on wheels. Exquisite then, exquisite now. At number 27, the 1974 Lancia Stratos. A rally legend and a road-going beast with its visor-style glass, wedge body, and fierce taillights. Wild, compact, and unapologetically beautiful. At number 26, the 1974 Lamborghini Countach LP 400. Before the wings and flares, there was purity. Gandini's original design was raw sculpture, clean, sharp, and untouched. The Countach at its purest. At number 25, the 1968 Ferrari 365 GTB, for Daytona, brutally fast and beautifully balanced, with a sharp nose, a chopped tail, and a body full of refined V12 grace, speed wrapped in sophistication. At number 24, the 1974 BMW 3.0 CSL, a true BMW classic, sleek, graceful, and unmistakably bold. That reverse rake nose and airy glasshouse? Stunning then, and sadly impossible today. At number 23, the 1994 McLaren F1. Timeless and clean with aero so well integrated, it still looks modern today. No wings, no fuss, just pure, flowing lines and record-breaking purpose. At number 22, the 1948 Jaguar XK 120. Meant to show off an engine, but it stole the spotlight. Sleek, elegant, and loved by Hollywood royalty, it became a symbol of post-war style and speed. At number 21, the 1937 Cord 812. A true car of tomorrow with hidden headlights, no running boards, and a bold, boxy front. It was ahead of its time, and though it wasn't reliable, its design lived on in countless tributes. At number 20, the 1956 BMW 507, designed by Albrecht von Goertz, it was as stunning as any Ferrari of the era. But its high price tag sank the dream. Just 252 were built, nearly bankrupting BMW. At number 19, the 1957 Ferrari TR 250, a Le Mans legend, the Testarossa evolved over 5 years and 33 builds, always chasing performance. But no matter the tweaks, every version stayed stunning. Aerodynamics were there, just enough to shape the beauty. At number 18, the 2019 Porsche 911 Targa 992. Modern, bigger, yet still unmistakably a 911. The Targa adds flair with that iconic brushed aluminum hoop and classic rear curves. Old soul, new body, full of drama. At number 17, the 2004 Aston Martin DB9. Aston Martin nailed it again. The DB9 followed the Vanquish with pure elegance. Years on, it still turns heads. A timeless design that aged like fine wine. At number 16, the 1969 Ferrari Dino 246 GT. All curves, all grace, the Dino looks like it dances, not punches. Light, elegant, and powered by a V6 that fits its balletic beauty perfectly. At number 15, the 1966 Ford GT40, just 40 inches tall, but a true giant in racing. Multiple Le Mans wins, and a shape that helped define the future of supercars. Low, mean, and legendary. At number 14, the 1955 Citroën DS, designed by a sculptor, guided by the wind. The DS wasn't influenced by Detroit, it came from another planet. It floated, clicked, and whirred like the future. At number 13, the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, built to race, but almost too beautiful to touch. With its long nose, extra intakes, and camtail, the 250 GTO blends aggression with elegance like few others ever have. At number 12, the 1938 Bugatti Type 57 Atlantic, more sculpture than car. The Atlantic is pure fantasy on wheels. Clamshell doors, split screen, and that dramatic fin down the back. It's rare, mysterious, and totally mythical. At number 11, the 1964 Ferrari 275 GTB, elegant and restrained. But don't be fooled, beneath those smooth lines and subtle curves lies serious power. Graceful on the outside, potent at heart. At number 10, the Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing. Yes, the doors are iconic, but it's more than that. From the wheel arch blisters to the grille detailing and that impossibly long bonnet, this is rolling art with wings. At number 9, the 2001 Aston Martin Vanquish, the car that brought Aston Martin roaring back. Its bold, timeless design set the tone for the next 20 years, and it still looks incredible today. At number 8, the 1962 Aston Martin DB4 GT Zagato, too expensive to sell back then, now worth millions. Just 19 were made, each a featherweight beauty, so stunning they revived the build decades later with leftover chassis. At number 7, the 1962 AC Cobra 289. Raw muscle in motion, the Cobra looks like it's flexing, even at a standstill. Its secret? Built on the beautifully balanced AC Ace, it wears its power well. At number 6, the 1935 Alfa Romeo 8C2900, a rolling sculpture of speed and style. That endless bonnet, those sweeping curves, and a tight cockpit, it's 1930s luxury and performance in perfect harmony. At number 5, the 1963 Porsche 911, beautiful from every angle, with delicate lines that only get better as cars grow bigger. The classic 911 Timeless and effortlessly elegant at number 4. The 1984 Ferrari 288 GTO. More than just a 308 GTB tweak, this was a whole new level. A perfect evolution of Ferrari's sculptural DNA, rooted in the legendary 1969 Dino 206. At number 3, the 1959 Ferrari 250 GTO SWB. At first glance, simple lines, but the more you look, the more you see. From sleek wings to subtle bumpers, every detail is exquisite craftsmanship. At number 2, the 1970 Lamborghini Miura. Not the very first mid-engine car, but the one that started it all. Its voluptuous beauty still stands unmatched, even if it's the only supercar that doesn't hug the ground at speed. Ready for the number 1 pick? At number 1, the 1961 Jaguar E-Type Series 1 Coupe. 6 decades later, it still takes our breath away, often called the most beautiful car ever made. Designed by Malcolm Sayer, but brought to life by metal craftsman Bob Blake, this coupe is timeless perfection. Which car stole your heart? Drop your favorite in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a ride this stunning again.